refrigerator, and then before you're going to use it, take it out like the night before. Because that'll, But
well, you know what I do is I run under hot
products in cocoa powder.
Is there carbohydrates in Splenda?
Splenda is synthetic and causes headaches for a lot of people, including myself. And I would say that Splenda is another killer in the kitchen.
Are you a nutritionist?
I'm a registered dietitian for over 20 years, and went to Case West Region. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Aside from stevia, what sweeteners would you like?
Would sweet and low be acceptable?
Well, the question was, aside from stevia, what other sweeteners are acceptable, and is sweet and low okay? Sweet and low is a synthetic sweetener. I do not recommend personally anything synthetic that was formulated in a laboratory, okay? Xylitol has been around for many years, but xylitol actually has a low glycemic index. It's safe for diabetics, and it has the texture of sugar, so you can actually use it in baking like you would a granulated sugar, whereas stevia doesn't have the ability to hold a recipe together because it's got like 300 times the sweetening power of sugar without the carbohydrate. It's just a super, what they call it is a supplement. Stevia was actually targeted by the companies that created Equal. I forget the Sorrel, is it? I forget the name who created Equal. Bless you.
Thank you.
But you see, the folks who created Equal did not want stevia to hit the marketplace. So it's actually against the law to call stevia a sweetener. It's actually a supplement.
So there's nothing wrong with xylitol?
Xylitol is fine. It's actually a low glycemic sweetener, and it also has antibacterial properties. So, if you use it, like in your toothpaste, or if you dip your toothbrush in it, it'll help fight gum disease. Actually, it tastes just like sugar. Yeah, it's not real cheap. I mean, it's granular. It has that property, and it's not exactly the same chemical structure as sucrose, so that the bacteria in your mouth cannot live on it, and they end up dying. So then it actually kills the bacteria in your mouth, xylitol. So it's a really fantastic new. It's with an X, Y-L-I-T, X-Y-L-Y-T-O-L, X-Y-L-I-T-O-L. I've got to write these things out.
Where do you get it?
You can get it. It's it's becoming more and more popular. It's been around forever, but Whole Foods would have it. Jarrow is a good brand. Jarrow is a good brand for anything. They don't pay me to say that, but they do have some. There's also another one, erythritol, which is a very expensive one, and it's not as sweet as xylitol. I would suggest sticking with xylitol. It's more cost-effective. It has a more powerful sweetening taste.
What about agave?
Agave is kind of expensive. It's a low glycemic sweetener, so you're not going to have a strong insulin response. Agave is liquid, and it comes in a different, you like it?
Honey.
It's like honey. For me, it's very addictive. I can't control the agave. Like more and more, Yeah.
Is honey high glycemic?
Honey is extremely high glycemic, and really it's more, it's better for a medicinal aid than it is to be used in, sweetening things up. Because it is going to raise your blood sugar, and when you raise your blood sugar, were you raising your hand? Okay. When you raise your blood sugar, you actually create more fat in your bloodstream. When you raise your blood sugar, sugar is stored as blood fat, triglycerides. So when you eat a lot of sugar, anything high glycemic is going to raise your blood sugar. It's going to be stored as blood fat, triglycerides, and then your arteries will become clogged from that triglyceride.
My understanding of sugarless gum is that it has sugar alcohol, and that the body does not absorb alcohol sugar. Is that correct?
Everybody has a different story on that. It is getting your saliva going, and it's getting you hungry, and it's getting you ready to prepare your body to eat. When you're chewing something, you're preparing your body to eat. So you're going to think about food when you're chewing gum, any way you slice it.
But it seems to satisfy my hunger pains. And then the other thing is that it said that the alcohol sugar versus the regular gum, which would decay your teeth, the alcohol sugar actually cleans your teeth.
And I would suggest using a brand that uses xylitol.
Xylitol.
So if you're going to
How do you
use
spell
a
that
gum with an X, Y-L-I-T-O-L, use a gum that contains xylitol, so that way you will be killing the bacteria in your mouth. And fighting. I'm sorry, everybody carries xylitol. Google it. You can find, I mean, I would say even mainstream grocery stores are starting to carry it.
Trader Joe's and
Yeah, I think that they're starting.
Henry's and places.
Henry's definitely. Trader Joe's, maybe. You know what, if you make requests, I'll start. It's all about making requests, you know? Yeah. So, let's see, I didn't actually even unpack, but you know, there are killers in the kitchen. And, huh?
I said, we bombarded
No, I like interactive discussion. I don't like talking at
It's a
people.
big thing for
Yeah.
people.
Well, I mean, when you came here to hear killers in the kitchen today, what did you want to hear about? Was there something on your mind that you wanted to talk to me about?
Yeah.
What we already
Yeah.
started
We
showering.
already
What
started
are they?
throwing it at you.
Good. All right, now, by the way, this is the dark liquid stevia, which is a concentrate of, you can actually grow stevia in your garden, and it's a great plant, and it's super sweet, and it's got the most nutrient-dense properties when it's in its plant state, or dried plant state. You can make it into a powder, or this is actually the whole concentrate. But once you get into the clear stevias, they've been processed, and they really don't offer any nutritive value. They just sweeten things, super sweeten things.
And that's
Yeah.
safe.
I'm sorry? This is
That's safe.
diabetic safe. It has absolutely no carbohydrates, so it will not spike your blood sugar, and it will not have an insulin response.
How do you spell it?
Stevia, S is in Sam, T-E-V-I-A. It depends. There's so many brands of stevia. You have to find your favorite one. Wisdom Natural Brands, I find, is a really good brand because the person who created it was one of the people that brought stevia into this country, and his name is James May. He wrote a book on stevia, and he's a healer, and he's very passionate about what he does. So you have to be careful who you're buying it from, because it's become so popular that there's knockoffs, and you know, this is you can put this on your skin. You can put it. They say it helps with wrinkles. I don't know. Feel free to pass it around. And again, I mean, this is really interesting, and you know, people are interested in diabetes. Cinnamon is good for managing diabetes, and also cocoa. Cocoa, there's been recent studies that not only does cocoa help manage insulin response, but cocoa powder helps with blood pressure. It will bring down your blood pressure. Yeah. Yeah, so we're putting the good stuff on this side.
Have caffeine in it?
I'm sorry, cocoa? A little bit. You know, everybody's so different. You have to see what bothers you. And if you eat it earlier in the day, your body can process it out.
Okay, 2 questions. I've heard randomly somewhere that cinnamon is also good for weight control. Or?
Yeah, because it helps stabilize blood sugar. And if your blood sugar is stable, you're not thinking about food.
Okay. And the other question is I had is, can you go over the fruit and vegetable wash?
The fruit and vegetable wash.
I'm sure you will, but.
Okay, well, no, ask the questions, because this is just a half-hour talk, so who knows what we'll cover,
Right.
you know? But then again, we'll do it again, and it's just gonna be one big talk. Okay, the fruit and vegetable wash, basically is to get the pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides off your products. And we don't really know how much it gets off. The surface will get off. If something has penetrated, you know, it's not gonna be as easy. But the thing is that pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides mess your hormones up. Okay, they're petrochemically based, and they create inflammation in your system, and they throw everything out of whack. So the more pesticides you're taking in, the more you're taking in petrochemically based chemicals that are messing with your thyroid, with your endocrine system, you know, all kinds of hormones. So that's why these kinds of things are very important, but also, you know, you could take like a lemon juice, a little sea salt, or, you know, I mean, but basically try to buy organic as much as possible. And with coffee too, coffee is one of the most heavily pesticided crops. Now, I love organic French roast, okay? I mean, I used to live on regular French roast. And I guess I am a little edgy now. It's just because of all the chaos that's going on
We
here.
should
But
wash our coffee first.
huh?
We should wash our coffee first.
Organic, buy organic. There's no way to get the pesticides off the coffee.
You can't wash the, can't wash that, even with that new wash stuff you got.
No, not the coffee, no, not very good.
You would find the vegetable wash.
I bought this at Henry's, and you can get it at Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has a much better price.